This coming Thursday night and Friday, we're going to be celebrating the wonderful festival of Purim to commemorate the extraordinary events and miracles that happened in Shushan, in ancient Persia, some 2,400 years ago, when Haman tried to plot it to kill the Jewish people. He got the king Ahasuerus to agree with him. At the last moment, Esther, the queen, intervenes. She's Jewish and begs on behalf of the Jewish people and convinces Ahasuerus to change the decree and turn it around, and hence we have the wonderful miracle of Purim. When you look into the story of the Megillah, the Bible, the biblical story of Purim, it is a story that so unlike any other story in the Bible. It is every other story is God is talking to a prophet, revealing some kind of message, or performing some incredible miracle. Water is turning into blood, seas are being split, manna is falling from heaven. In the story of Purim, it's a very different story. It's almost like there's nothing supernatural going on. The right people are at the right place at the right time. And that's what that story, in fact, the Megillah, in the story of Esther, God's name is not even mentioned once. It's obvious that God is masked behind the natural forces. And that's, by the way, the reason on Purim we wear a mask. Because God was masked. You don't see the open hand of God in the story of Purim. But we of course understand that it was all God's doing. He was placing the right people at the right place at the right time. And because God was masked behind the forces of nature, we too on Purim wear masks. But there's a deeper message over here. Someone once asked the Lubavitcher Rebbe, what's the lesson? Why do we wear masks on Purim besides what I just said? And the Rebbe said there's a lesson to be learned here. Besides God being masked, which he was. But he said when you go to a Purim party and you see this one's wearing a mask of a clown, this one's wearing a costume of some kind of animal, this one is wearing a mask of something else, you don't even know what it is. Everyone is masked in something else. You're going to get angry at them that they're masked themselves. It's Purim. It's just a mask. They're not a clown. They're not an animal. It's just a costume of an animal. Who's going to get angry at that? The Rebbe said, when you see another person, a fellow Jew, a fellow human being, your neighbor, your work colleague, even your children, that are not behaving the way they should, you should know it's a mask. This one's masked as a miser. This one's masked as a ruffian. He's a coarse individual. This one's masked as an apathetic person. He doesn't care what's going on around him. This one's masked as something else. You should know all these negative masks, it's only a mask. Don't get angry and don't get upset. You have to remove the mask. That's our job, to remove the facade, to uncover the true essence, the true beautiful pearl and diamond that's behind that mask. Every one of us is a neshama. Everyone is a pure soul of God. We have that. We put on these facades and these masks that make us look very different than what we truly are. Don't get sidetracked by the mask. It can be very upsetting sometimes, especially when it's your own children, your own family member. With patience and love, remove the mask. Don't get angry. This person is pure. This person is good. He's part of you. Just someone or himself, he's been masked for the last few days, weeks, months, years, whatever it may be. Remove the mask. Love him even more. And with patience, you will see that it was all a facade. So happy Purim to everyone. And while you wear your mask on Purim, I want to wish you all that you should remember what's behind the mask and what the message that's behind the mask. Don't look at the person. Don't judge a book by its cover. Judge the person by what's really inside. Remove the mask and have a wonderful Purim even while you wear the mask. Shabbat Shalom.